Comet and Cupid and Donner and Blitz. But do you recall the most famous reindeer of all? Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer had a very shiny nose, and if you ever saw it, you would even say it.
There was an attempt on Rudolph's life. Excuse me.
It was Christmas Eve. Bubba, Sue, and me, we was out hunting for some film. We was hoping to shoot us a duck. Them's good. Or deer. Them's good too. So we're peering up in the sky, looking for some ducks. It is 30 below out. And we was freezing our tooties off. When I gets to thinking, ducks fly south for the winter. We was in North Carolina. So I'm about to give up. What do I see? Let me tell them! Let me tell them! Go on, you big oaf! It was a flying deer. Them's really good eggs. I think.
We had just entered North Carolina. Not a single light was on for miles. Everyone was fast asleep, hoping I'd visit each and every one of them. The boys were out singing a few rounds of Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer. Just when they get to the part where they yell out, like a light bulb, hey! Something comes flying up from the earth.
This here's my elephant gun. Got it on eBay. Never seen an elephant in Carolina. There was that one time, but I think Cousin Jake's moonshine had something to do with that. Now, you might think shooting ducks with an elephant gun is like grating cheese with a chainsaw. But Bubba Sue, she is as blind as a bat in one eye. Because when she's a girl, she got kicked in the head by a mule. Damn, Scotty!
And I'm screaming, Mayday! Mayday! We're going down! And all the reindeer were trying to keep us up. But Rudolph was out cold. As you all know, he's the head of the pack. First, I couldn't figure out what had happened. But then I realized it. His red nose was no longer blinking. Those crazy hunters had shot it off.
So then, we see this bright red ball falling from the sky. And my first thought is meteor. I've seen them shows on the Sci-Fi Channel. I know what one of them things can do. So I ducked and covered.
The last thing I remember, the earth was a whirlwind of dirt and trees. And I woke up, unconscious reindeer were lying everywhere. Presents were scattered as far as the eye can see. And Rudolph, poor Rudolph, was sitting there, noseless and crying. Have you ever seen a reindeer crying? It's enough to make you sick.
Well, I waited for that explosion and all. You know, the tidal waves like the TV said it happened when a meteor done struck. But nothing. There was just a lot of scurrying around going on. And when we opened our eyes, there was presents everywhere. I couldn't explain it, but Bubba Sue could. My short, open yada!
Betsy Jane Smith from Old Marsh, North Carolina. They've been on my night list since their first Christmas. Mean, nasty little girls who've grown up in mean, nasty, big girls.
And there was a sleighing? And a tricycle? And an easy bake oven? Now what are you gonna do with an easy bake oven baked stuff? Ooh, I can make brownies in bed. Can't bake brownies in bed with no regular oven. These things is heavy. I can bake pies and cakes and garlic bread and chicken and
So they were going on about baking brownies in bed. Meanwhile, I've got deliveries to make. We started on the East Coast, you know, and I only had about 10% of my route completed. Those crazy yokels just about ruined Christmas for everyone.
and pizza and squirrels, yes, and raccoons, oh my favorite, and blind deer meat, and that's just about it.
Just about that time, Dancer and friends were coming around. They saw Rudolph sitting there, crying his little reindeer eyes out. It was payback time.
Now, I spend just about every day of my life hunting little critters. I can't say as I ever remember having one of them hunting me. It was like one of them Twilight Zone episodes. Suddenly, there was this talking deer came out of the forest, and they was yelling stuff at me like,
You mess with one of us, you mess with all of us. And we're going to get medieval on you hillbillies. Now, you have to understand that these reindeer are peaceful creatures who rejoice millions of children every year out of the goodness of their hearts. But that night, it was personal.
Now I've been in a lot of fights in my day. I know how to whoop on just about anyone. But I was confused. How do you fight a deer? Punch him in the head? Grab a hold of those little antlers? Kick those little legs out from underneath them? So, while Bubba Sue was hesitating, survival skills kicked in from Betsy Jane. I knew that we was in some serious trouble. Because them alien creatures wanted their pinata back. But they weren't going to get it. No fight.
Betsy Jane got herself in some sort of judo pose, and that was enough to get the reindeer laughing. And this woman did not look the part of a ninja.
Just call me Manchester.
Of course, they still didn't realize that these were Santa's reindeer, and that these reindeer could fly.
The wrath of the whooping crane. Waka! Waka!
So she comes charging at Dancer and Prancer. They jump over her head and just sort of hover there.
The only way I can describe it was like a reindeer version of the Matrix. And I was freaking out.
I have never seen mortals run so fast. Betsy Jane was yelling something about aliens, and Bubba Sue had an easy bake oven clasped under each of her flannel-clad arms as she sprinted off through the snow.
a pretty fair fight. I mean, we got us our point across.
The reindeer dusted themselves off and loaded the presents back into the sleigh. But when it came time to fly again, Rudolph just couldn't do it. Flight is a very magical thing, especially if you don't have wings. And in order for a reindeer to fly, he must believe in himself. Rudolph's confidence was shattered. The rest of the night, he sat next to me in the sleigh, not saying a word. And when we got back to my workshop in the North Pole, he turned in his resignation. All the joy he had brought to children for years and years was shattered by a couple of yokels looking for a Christmas